Hello guys, welcome to Passion Paradise. I know it's been a very long time since I last posted a video, but here I am with an exciting content. So today we're gonna look at shooting guns. So let me introduce you to my good friend Matthew.
Hello.
So I should start by thanking Matthew for helping me understand a lot of stuff about guns and helping me for the video. And also you'll be hearing a lot of Michael, who is Matthew's brother, and I'm really thankful that they joined me in the video. So this is actually my third time shooting guns.
This is our third time out actually shooting guns. So this is the first time was a few months ago. We went out and we practiced range rules and we figured out how to hold guns safely. We talked about proper etiquette, proper range etiquette when handling firearms, how to shoot around other people and be safe. So our first time out, we took a single 10-22 rifle. It was just shot a few rounds downrange. The next time we took out the 22 again, and we brought a few other small guns just to practice or form and etiquette and in general get a feel for guns. But this is our first time actually shooting more significant calibers. So originally, so 22 long rifle you'll see in the video is a very, very diminutive package. It's a very small round, doesn't have a lot of power. It's still dangerous. It is still a gun to be respected, but it's not very difficult to master. So for example, my 8-year-old niece just recently got her 10-22 up and she is absolutely loving it. Bing, 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 just having a blast. So it's a very easy gun to get used to or to get some practice with. But we wanted to get you some practice with some real calibers, some things that can actually put lead down range.
Right. So this brings me to the question, when were you first introduced to guns?
So I grew up around guns. My dad was actually a competitive shotgun shooter. He did it in his spare time, so he never actually had any sponsorships or anything, but he was up at the state championship level, so he'd spent a lot of times around it.
Wow.
It was pretty impressive, especially when you're competing against people who are getting paid thousands of dollars to get ammo in order to practice. And he was just doing it in his spare time because he enjoyed the sport. So we always grew up, and the big emphasis, and the same emphasis I was given to you, is that these are tools. The big emphasis we were taught growing up is these guns are all tools. There's nothing inherently dangerous about a gun by itself, just like there's nothing inherently dangerous about a hammer. Both of them can hurt somebody if you use them the wrong way.
Sure.
So the key is learning how to use these tools and use them in the right way. And so that's how we approach it. Is once you gain a respect for the tool and once you gain the knowledge of how to actually interact with it properly, you get to be able to enjoy a whole wide world of sports that is not really open to a lot of people. To your original question, I think I fired my first gun when I was about 5, most likely.
Wow.
So there was one Christmas, actually, my mom and dad never communicated about this, but my mom bought all 4 of the children Bibles, and my dad bought all 4 of the children pistols. So they both came out at the same time. Both did not know. They'd never talked to each other about what they were getting for Christmas. Both a complete surprise. Both came in about the same box. So we got guns and Bibles for one Christmas. And oh man, was my mom mad. But it was wonderful because, like I said, they were just tools, and so I've been shooting since then.
That's really cool. That's really cool. So I grew up in India, so it's more like you never see anyone owning a gun. So if you have to own a gun, you have to prove that your life is in danger, which is absolutely a rare case, except for celebrities. I have never seen anyone in my close proximity own a gun. So that brings me to the point where I have never seen a gun in real life. To me, shooting different types of guns. So that's a really huge transition for me. And I'm really, again, I have to mention it, I'm really thankful that I could do that in a safe environment.
Of course, yeah. So like I said before, and I'll keep mentioning again, safety is key. Safety is above everything else. But yeah, that's very interesting. We actually did a little bit of research after we found out. So yeah, the self-defense, there is no inherent self-defense right in India. So you have to, like you said, you have to prove that your husband's trying to kill you, and then you get to wait 2 months for your firearm if you can buy it or if you can afford it. Or you have to own a farm to protect the wildlife or protect the crops, or you have to be in the police, or you have to be a professional shooter. So in order to get a gun, you have to prove that you're already a professional shooter. Okay. But in the meanwhile, in
tricky.
America, so people say, so in America, obviously firearms are more prevalent, and everybody around the world just knows the stereotype, oh, Americans just love guns, but nobody really sits to think about the reasoning behind that. And a big part of that is, India and the U.S. were actually colonies of England while it was an empire. Mm-hmm. But they broke free under completely different situations. So England actually successfully disarmed the entire population of India. So one of the reasons, for example, Gandhi was so popular for being a proponent of peaceful protests.
Right.
Was because Britain had already disarmed him. In fact, there were a couple quotes from Gandhi that said the only reason we are doing peaceful protests is because the British have already taken our guns. This is our only option left to us. We can't just be okay with this, so we have to resist. The only resistance we have left is peaceful protest.
Yes.
And so in America, rather than starving ourselves to death, we took our hunting rifles and we kicked the British right off our shores. So during the Revolutionary War, a bunch of people formed militias, and we actually were able to beat back. So a colony of a world superpower beat back that world superpower, and in less than 100 years became the next world superpower. That's never been done before, probably will never happen again. So because of that, it became very ingrained in our culture. So the whole reason we are a country is because the people in this frontier, this wildlife situation, where everybody had to have a gun just for hunting purposes or to protect yourself from wildcats or from coyotes or that sort of thing. So America is really only a country because we had the guns in the first place. So when we kicked the British out of America, what the first thing they did was they sat down and said, okay, we need a new government. They went through a lot of trial and error and tried to find the best pattern, the best type of government they could come up with. The representative republic is what they chose. But one of the very first things they tried to enshrine in law was the right of the people to say whatever they want without the government stopping it, because that's the first line of protest. And then the second right would be the right of every single person to own and bear arms, to own and bear firearms, because that is the only thing proving you still have the right to speak.
That is really nice.
Because if somebody tries to take your freedom of speech, you can't talk back at them. No, you can't stop me from talking. Well, they can. Second Amendment is there because the First Amendment can't defend itself.
Right.
So, for those who aren't familiar with it, the First Amendment is that you can't interfere with the press. You can't. So freedom of press should be absolute. So the Second Amendment says that a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So that second part's the most important part, the right of the people. So a lot of people nowadays get scared of guns and stuff like that. They get spooked. People who've never actually taken the time to try and learn like we've done today on how they are just tools. They do whatever the person who's using them tells them to do.
This brings me to talk about an instant or multiple instances. So since I come from southern part of India, I come from Hyderabad. Growing up, I have witnessed a lot of terrorist activities or anything like that. For example, if I have to talk about one incident, it would be 26/11 Mumbai Taj Hotel attack. So a complete hotel was under terrorists, like they hijacked it. So as you were telling me about the right to own a gun for safety.
Yeah.
So of course they do a background check before you are given a gun. So if people in India also have a place where they can show whatever the paperwork that is required for them to own a gun and practice guns and have safety rules, then I think so many instances would have led to saving many lives.
Oh, absolutely. One of the big things with self-defense is you have to have the tools and you have to have the mindset ahead of time.
Right.
And so one of the things that is the most detrimental to self-defense is somebody saying you can't have those tools. So even if one of the big discussions now in the U.S. there's the mass shootings. Mass shootings happen everywhere in the world. The U.S. isn't even the highest in the world per capita for mass shootings, not even remotely. So we're actually 7th in the world for mass shootings. So I'll show you the statistics on that. It was very interesting. Catch a lot of people by surprise. But one of the things that happens with mass shootings is it's somebody evil tries to do harm to somebody else. They're trying to make a name for themselves, so they try and rack up a body count, and try and prove a purpose, and they're trying to go down in infamy. So an evil person decides to do evil. Okay, what can we do to stop that? So what we can do is first look at what his goal is going to be. His goal is to try and hurt somebody. And you look at where mass shootings or where terrorist attacks like that actually take place.
So I was really surprised to know this, because when he said, I was talking about, when we were having the previous discussion about guns, I said, hey, but because you are, like many people own guns, there are also the, mass shootings. So that's when he told me, like, can you go back and look it up? Because when you see a mass shooting happening, it is in areas where people are prohibited from bringing the guns in, like, for example, schools.
So
students.
Depends on where you get your numbers from, but between 95 and 98% of mass shootings defined as a single gunman firing and injuring or hitting at least 3 other people other than himself. That's the definition of a mass shooting now. It used to be different. So in 95 to 98% of those situations, they're in gun-free zones. So the other time that they happen is gang warfare, which when you're in the streets of Chicago where they don't actually crack down on crime, a lot of those gun deaths occur because 18-year-olds or 17-year-olds are given guns and they're told to hate the person living 3 blocks away from them, and then their job is to go kill the person living 3 blocks away from them. That's a brutal situation, but it's not the same as somebody going into a school and shooting up the school. It has a different remedy. It has a different mitigation method. And in my opinion, in both situations, the way that you keep people from being slaughtered is to prevent them from being disarmed. Is not necessarily, issue a gun to everybody who can't handle it. So a lot of people use this as a straw man argument. They will say, you want to give this frail little teacher a gun, and the teacher that's being bombarded because she's a substitute teacher and she's harassed by the kids, you're just going to be causing all... No. How about gym teachers who used to be former military, who there's been a couple of mass shootings where they were stopped by individual teachers or somebody who acted bravely despite being completely disarmed. So I'm not saying we need to issue a gun to every teacher, but the teachers who are willing and capable of handling themselves and handling a firearm as a tool, there's no reason we should be removing that tool, that item of safety, that last line of potential defense against somebody who wishes to do harm.
So this is really surprising, and I really want to talk about me growing up in Hyderabad. So I had to look up at multiple instances where there is terrorist attack, like be it a simple Gokul chat attack. It's a snack place. You're not even safe in public areas where you just go to have snack, or at a park, Lumbini Park attack. I think there will be multiple instances or multiple events or situations where if public are allowed to own a gun, maybe the number of people dead today will be less.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that really makes me rethink the entire thing. Maybe if, as you were saying, US is a country where you're allowed to legally own a gun because that is a right.
Yeah.
Right? So if India is in arm's way of harm, then if allowing people to own a gun and teach them the safety practices, or how to when to use a gun and how to use a gun in what situations, I think that knowledge is divine. So if you get that knowledge and know when to use and what to do in what situation, I think it's really good. It's really knowledgeable. It's really, I think I love that concept here.
Oh, absolutely. And you can't, a gun's never going to stop everything, but there's a lot of things that they can.
So if I have to talk about one instant in particular, then I would say 26/11 Mumbai Taj Hotel attack.
Yeah.
It was completely under the control of terrorists. So when they go, they actually, dress themselves as employers working in that hotel, and then knocked each door and fired and killed everyone, almost everyone there.
Yeah, and I think they had almost a full day in there where they had the whole hotel locked down, it was under siege, but they were just systematically executing people, and that's heartbreaking. But it makes you think, what if any of those people were able to defend themselves rather than having to hide?
You see, so, in that situation where, everyone was knocking and shooting people, the other people really thought it was fireworks going on, or, like some celebration going on, because we have absolutely zero exposure to how the guns sound, how it's, how to know if it's a gunshot or it's just a firework. Yeah. So, that's really pathetic situation, but maybe if at least few people are there armed, then maybe the situation would have been different and not many people would have died.
Yeah.
At least they could defend themselves. Yeah. Yes. So, it makes me, rethink the whole situation where, what if India government just, changes a couple of rules and, maybe allows people to actually own a gun for safety reasons. So, yeah. So, anyways, thinking about that, I think it's really fun for me shooting guns and getting exposure to it. It's really nice. So I hope you guys learned with me. As I was mentioning you previously, this was my 3rd time shooting guns. And I really had a good knowledge or learning experience. So I hope I can, lead you through my experience and, give you the same exposure to learning about stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the things I mentioned previously. It's so very rare, it's very difficult to capture somebody's first time learning with a firearm. So many times people want that to be private, or they don't want to look wrong. They want to look like they already know what it is. So if they want to post a video of them shooting, they'll go out and learn. They'll spend dozens of hours, or they'll think they learned the exact right way, and then they'll pretend to be the badass of badasses, and they'll be the best with guns ever. Or they'll try and show off their little puny girlfriend and give them a giant gun and be like, oh, haha, you can't even handle that. That's so cute. But I think there's a lot of value to be had with being able to see the learning process firsthand, seeing, okay, yes, it's okay to be unsure. It's okay to not know the mechanics of a particular firearm. It's okay to approach things as if they're new and you don't know what's happening yet.
So if you make a mistake, it gives you a chance to learn. So
yes, and as long as you're following those safety rules, it allows you to experience things and be able to learn from it.
Yes.
So I will say we went through a lot of guns. We did a lot of shooting, and it was fantastic. I think once you got a taste for the bigger guns beyond 22 long rifle, we went ham on some larger calibers. We even tried 12 gauge once. So for those not familiar with guns, the bigger the bullet, the more recoil it has, because it's Newton's third law. Every action has an equal opposite reaction. So the more lead you shoot down the range, the more recoil it has.
Probably, I need a lot of training on that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. So first-time shooters typically don't even want to try 12 gauge, but you did very, very well. So I mean, especially we had you starting out with shooting a very small shotgun, just to get you the feel for how the recoil was only from that. It's not compared to the size of the firearm.
I did enjoy it, but it scared me a lot.
Yeah, it is very capable of surprising you. And the nice thing about a pump action shotgun, the ones we were using, is there's no risk of a second round going off. Even if you were to drop it on the ground, it would hurt the shotgun, but nobody else. So it's a very good learning mechanism to feel what is on the heavier end of the recoil spectrum.
Right.
So.
Yep. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm really sure you're gonna love it. So never mind. Hello guys, welcome to Passion Paradise. I know it's been a very long time. Man, I have been busy. But I'm here back with an interesting video. So we're doing shooting today, and the aim is around like 25 yards away. So we're gonna use 22 long rifle, and this is AR-15, and this uses this bullet, teeny tiny one, and this is the 223 REN.
223 Remington.
223.
223. Yeah.
It's still the same though.
Yes, but people will be very confused if you say things in the route.
Okay.
For example, if you said 223.
All right, 223, and it's 9 minutes. No, this is 22
goodness.
long.
Look at how cute.
A lot of difference.
Mm-hmm.
So going through some basic safety rules. 1, always point the gun in a safe direction. And then 2, treat every gun as if it's loaded. Usually it's important to have earmuffs because the noise can destroy the hearing aid sometimes. And we have to have the safety goggles. But right now we have a suppressor at the end, so it's not as loud as it usually would be. That's it.
So go ahead and insert the magazine. Okay. There is not one in the chamber. So bolt open, close bolt.
That's it?
That's it. It's ready to fire.
Okay, I thought it's so.
.22 long rifle is not the most reliable caliber. That's why we don't use it for self-defense. Good hit. Try shooting the one closer on the ground. Go ahead and close the bolt.
So you always put this on the socket here, and then grip. Keep the finger always ready to shoot, but not on the trigger. Then hold. Keep the knee, the joint right below the gun, so that way you have the stability without shaking. You can aim it.
And close the bolt.
Yep. And that.
Monty, come here.
Here we go. Good hit.
I can't see that anymore.
He's trying to roll away. I think you can barely see the tip of it.
Yes.
See if you can hit that.
Oof. No.
That's okay. So we're going to render the firearm safe. We are opening the bolt, ejecting empty magazine. We can inspect and see that the chamber is empty. What I'm going to do is take off the can so that we can see
Is it not?
the difference in the sound with
it
and
hot?
without. No, this is not. With the number of rounds that we shot, it's not hot at all.
Yeah, when we move the bolt handle, the bullet will be inserted in the chamber.
There we go.
The gong, right?
Yeah.
The difference in sound.
Right. Hit one of the right one of the 5. Oh, just a little bit right. Or that impacted to the right side. Good hit. Think you might be out. Never mind, never mind.
Yes.
So did your...
Hello, Michael.
What's up?
So you want to step up to the AR?
Yes, I'm all ready.
Okay, let's do. Alrighty, we got the targets reset. We're ready to shoot the AR. All the way back and then release. There you go. It is ready to go whenever it's on fire. So you are on fire now.
Yep.
So try not to rest on the magazine. I know it's tempting, but it can cause a malfunction.
So every time I'm shooting, Do I have to pull this back?
No, that is only to, it's called a charging handle. It's non-reciprocating, it will stay there. You only have to do that in order to pull the bolt back on a new magazine if the bolt is closed.
And can you come on my left?
On
So-
your left.
This is the safety.
That's the safety, yes.
So with the thumb, you do this to fire,
Mhm.
and this when you're not firing. Righty. Now you're on shooting.
Okay, that was a little bit high.
Whoa!
You're okay.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I know, you get used to the suppressor, huh?
So I just take the second shot.
Yeah, just pull the trigger again.
Okay. Oh, God.
Okay, I think that was a little low, actually. Did you see
But-
that?
I was watching
Oh.
her. I love how you taught her the finger, where her finger goes.
Yeah, the rest of,
Instinctively,
yes,
yes.
that's good.
That's phenomenal. Sorry, I'm just very impressed. But you got a good teacher, so.
You can lean forward and rest your right elbow on the table. That'll help. Good hit.
That one hit the target.
Yes. Thank you. Good hit. Do it again. Good hit. Good job.
Come on, Mike.
Just a little bit left. It's low. I don't see where that hit. I think it might have been right. Are you wiggling that much?
I don't think so. I haven't used
Let me
just
take
the regular.
a shot real quick.
I haven't used the regular iron sight since.
Okay, so I need to adjust the sight post up. So I'm going to be pushing this little button down and starting the rotation, then using the tip of the round to keep it going. There we go. I'm going to do about 2 more clicks. Up. And there we go. Okay. Now I'll just put that back in here.
I was going to tell you to just turn the dial, but that doesn't have a dial.
Okay. Alright. So this is an AR-15 also. It's just a bit more custom and lightweight. So it is a free float barrel, short gas tube, collapsible stock, and of a different style. I have a Radian Raptor charging handle, so it's accessible from both sides, and a 3x fixed power magnification optic on here. The only difference is I've changed some parts on it for a little bit custom. This is one of the reasons why the AR is so popular, is because one of the biggest things you'll notice, for example, this is just a handguard, this is just a handguard. It's just different styles of mounting. So there's a gas block here. It's inside on this rifle. So the handguard goes a little bit further and it's free floated. The barrel is actually identical between the two. They're exact same style. I'm going to put a can on this, which is why I still have the suppressor can that we have. This is why I still have the bare threads. Instead of the carry handle here, I exposed the Picatinny rails and mounted a optic onto it. So, like I said, one of the reasons why it is so very popular is because you can modify these things to fit whatever your particular style or desire is. Okay. Okay. I'm on fire. Good hit. Good hit. Go catch the star. He's good. Good. Good shot. Oh, a little high right. A little bit high. Good hit. Ooh. Oh, you hit it. You hit it.
Oh.
Keep going.
Okay.
Try and aim for it when it's not over the center pole. What'd you hit? Hit it again.
I did hit it, right?
Yeah, hit it again. There we go. Good shooting.
That thing, it just kind of went.
So how do you like it? Oh.
Yay! It's good. It's good. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You actually feel like you're shooting.
I went with literally every decision I can make on that thing to make it lighter.
Did you already charge it or no?
I think there might be a round in the chamber still. So you can kind of check.
Yep.
Yeah. Do the forward assist. It didn't quite latch.
Forward assist, I'm sorry.
Button. Plunger button on the right side.
This?
Yeah. There you go.
My bad.
All good? So let me get behind you a little bit so I can see. Okay. Go nuts.
Ah, dang it.
There you go. There you go. Hit the flappers on the left.
Drop the mag.
Drop it there.
I didn't want to just throw your magazine. I know, that wasn't super graceful.
The bolt hold open works, so you don't need to use a charging handle unless somebody drops the bolt.
Gotcha.
We can reset the targets if you want to take his aim. Hold on, you can see the heat waves coming off that suppressor.
You could see it. It was clouding the sights. It was getting all foggy in the
Face
sights.
has soot all down the side.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a little gassy.
yeah. It's like me.
Boop.
So this is AR-15 again. And this it uses the 9mm shots, and it's a decent size. So this comes handy. It's a short little guy, but then if you press this, you can. I can't do it with one hand. Well,
That's why I was holding onto the magazine. Let me hold onto the magazine for you. Okay, and cut.
Okay.
And action.
when the unnecessary cut part is done, you will no more longer see the magazine in my hand. But if you press this, you can expand
My goodness.
that
You
way.
want to practice that one a little bit?
What?
Nothing. You're good.
Okay.
What are you expecting to happen?
I'm aiming at the gong.
Okay.
I think it would be cool if I aim at the bottle there, right in front of the left gong.
I agree. You know, it's even cooler shooting at the bottle.
Yeah.
There it goes. There it goes. How long that was going to take. Line up for sights. So just taking your time, getting it exactly right. All right, and then you can push up on this. That was awesome. Oh, sorry, down on that. There you go.
Okay. You could have told me.
Oh, absolutely. I would never mess with an artist during her process.
We've all done that at least once.
Safety's the same thing on the left side. Rotate it into fire.
Oh, it's already on fire.
Okay.
Which was dangerous.
Yeah, not without bullets. There you go. Bring the gun up your shoulder a little bit more. There, a little bit higher. That's much better. There you go. You're hitting way left.
Okay.
Shoot for the lower ones. That's left. There you go.
Can I hit these red ones with this?
The red, yeah, the popper targets, absolutely. There you go. Is it empty?
I kept my hand like this.
Yeah, and you felt gas rush past?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you don't put your finger there. Remember how I told you to put your ring finger on the grip up front? There's a few reasons for that.
That's uncomfortable though.
For your little hand, you could do the pinky finger, but it's not... I mean, that's where the gun is supposed to be held. If you hold it down by the mag well, you need to make sure your fingers go down into the mag well, not up into the ejection port. So if you hold it there, yeah, there you go. You can hold it that way, or you can hold it forward of there, pressed up against there, but that's safer right there. That is much safer. Not super dangerous being there, but yeah, your fingers are going to get a little toasty. That's it. Do it again. You got 3 hits on the Texas Star. Do the rest of them. Oh, you can't hear a word I'm saying. Hey, 2 with 1. Very nice.
Thank you.
Are you having fun?
It was good. I almost didn't see that one between the road.
Yeah, he kind of just randomly showed up.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm here to play too.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is just part 1 because we had a lot of footage. Goodness.
Oh, yeah.
So we just divided the whole video into 2 sections. So this is part 1, and stay tuned for part 2, and I'm really sure you're gonna love it too.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye bye.